no country club neither.
This is RVA.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome, everyone.
Another exciting episode
12
of
Oh La La in the Dungeon. Episode 12.
Ooh,
like you just
yeah,
said.
yeah.
Even doesn't.
yeah, it doesn't. Wow,
Time
excited.
flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, and also we just reached 1,000 listens on our podcast, and we'd like to thank everyone that has
Yes.
taken the time to listen.
Give yourself a big pat on the back and chug something exciting.
Yeah, chug some vodka. I do. So I guess we'll go into what we did this past 2 weeks. I went to the RVA Greek Festival. So did Liz, but we went on different days.
Oopa.
Oopa! Thank you, Lee. Lee just handed me my sound device. And I went with my friend Sarah. It was my very first time, and I loved it. They had authentic Greek food, music, dancing, as well as tons of vendors at the St. Constantine and Helen Greek Orthodox Church. The food was amazing, especially the baklava and the wine, which we had copious amounts of. I highly recommend going. I also celebrated Liz's birthday. Whoop, whoop. We went to brunch at Barcelita, and we had breakfast shots and cake and pizza and mimosa.
My mom even did a breakfast shot.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I have like several videos of your mom doing shots on different dates.
Occasions, yes.
It's a great spot to get brunch though, Barcelita, for those who are interested. It was also my boyfriend's mom's birthday on the same day as Liz, which I didn't know.
We're sisters.
So I went to visit her family, and like I've said in other episodes, their family is huge. And she also has an amazing garden just in her backyard and a chicken farm. And I picked my own eggs for the first time, and I fed the chickens, and the chickens went wild when I fed them. It was kind of scary, but I liked it. And also Liz and I are a part of a ladies' book club. With our
Badass
friends.
Bitches Book Club?
Yeah. With boobs.
Yes.
Pretty sure that's what he said. But we read the book Demon Copperhead, and it's really cool because it's based in Virginia.
Yes, it's by Barbara Kingsolver, one of the best books I've read in years, and
So
I think
good.
everyone agreed. Like, seriously, it's kind of cool, too, because it's set... He's about the age I am in the book, and so it was really fun listening to, like, the pop culture stuff that's going on in the background of the book while you're reading it. But also, like, places we've been, hikes we've done are in the book as well.
Virginia Beach.
Yeah, Virginia
They
Beach.
hate Richmond in the book. Beware.
And the Devil's Bathtub, which perhaps...
We're going to be taking a trip there with the book club to
Yeah.
Devil's Bathtub. We're going to rent a cabin and go hiking. Hopefully we don't die.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, let's do a bunch of meth and just jump in like they do in the book. Just kidding, we're not.
A lot of horror movies start that way.
Yeah, right?
It's a good swimming hole, though.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Have you been?
Long time
Oh.
ago.
It looks beautiful from the pictures. I can't wait to go.
Wait, who is this mystery person talking? Be quiet.
It's a ghost.
It's a ghost in the dungeon. I also went to a reggae concert with my boyfriend and his brother and their friend. I call him Doc. His name is Suzik, but I call him Doc. It was at the Wolf Trap concert venue in Vienna. We saw Jesse Royale, Protege, which was my all-time favorite, and Soja. And then Soja had a surprise guest who is Jay Boog, and he's this Hawaiian dude who sings, "It was nice to know you." But Protege killed it. Trying to think what else we did. That's pretty much it. Oh, I also went to a Hilton that night. Didn't know how fancy they are, and I was very pleasantly surprised, and I got myself a Cosmo in the beautiful
Look
lounge.
delicious in the pics.
And then I have one more thing to say. If the listeners didn't know, I've been jamming in a band for a little over a year now, and I promised my bandmates I would shout them out tonight. So hi, Randy, Steve, Zach, and David. Love ya.
Hi, Randy. I don't know the rest of you, but
Crazy train.
yes, I had a busy 2 weeks as well. Like Olivia said, I went to the Greek festival. Boy, was it the busiest I've ever seen it. We waited in line forever. for the food, but oh my God, it was worth the wait. It was so yummy.
So good.
I kept seeing people, though, sending boys or young men to go get the wine, and I kept trying to get Matt to go get the wine, and he was like, no, we can wait.
Boys.
You know, I mean, people younger than me. So, but yes, we finally got the wine, and it was good, like you said, Olivia. Let's see what else. Oh, my friend Lindsay, who I'm going to her wedding in Manchester, not like in Richmond, but over the pond next week. And we're going next Wednesday to Manchester for an awesome trip. I'm so excited. We're going to her wedding. And so she had a hen party last weekend, which is like the British version of a bachelorette. So we went over to her friend's house and we all took boards. It was a board party. So everyone made like, Amy and I made an Italian board. One of their friends made like a very traditional, they call it a hedgehog board. It has like little curried things, sausage rolls, and then this other type of roll I'm forgetting. But oh my God, that was delicious.
Tootsie Roll?
Yeah, Tootsie Roll. No, the craziest part though was everyone was supposed to bring a board, and instead of making like food, this one attendee had made over 100 Jello shots and brought them out, and sadly, we did practically all of them. I don't remember much of the rest of the night, but it was a good time.
Sounds like a good time.
You remember it wasn't that great.
Yeah, right. I know. I vaguely remember we went to Bar West after that, and I know the bartenders hated us. Shout out to them. Sorry.
Sorry, Bar
Very
West.
sorry. What else? Yep, we went to Barcelona like Olivia did. Matt and I went for an epic run from Churchill to Potterfield Bridge, which thank you. I'm always scared to run across that because it's metal. So we walked across that, but then we ran back. So we did like 6 miles, which I was very happy about. But while we were running through Browns Island, they were having a really cool festival, Hammer and Ales. I guess maybe it'll go on next year. You guys should keep your ears out, eyes out for signs.
And your toes.
That's right. But they had cool musical performers that we enjoyed while we were running through, and they had like beers and stuff. It goes, it's an all-day event. It's a community and corporate volunteer experience where participants use tool bank materials, tools, and instructions to hand build outdoor furniture and other features that they donate to dozens of local community groups in need. So
That's
you
really
could,
neat.
yeah, like you could build a park bench or, you know, a dog house, whatever. So it looked really cool. Sadly, I'm not handy, but I would drink the beers. So maybe next year I'll watch people build things and
Maybe I'll come
donate.
watch with you.
Yes. What else? Also had a second birthday dinner because why not? I gotta have a birthday month, right?
Hell yeah.
Lee knows because his birthday's coming up.
Lee's about to be the birthday queen.
That's
Or
right.
king, I suppose.
But we went to Conejo, which I've been to a couple times now. It's off of Patterson. It opened, I want to say like almost a year ago now, but oh my God, it is so good. Their margs, they have a coconut one, a frozen coconut one.
Anything
I wanted to guzzle those bitches down, which I did. They were so good. So yeah, everyone needs to go there. And that's about it. Lee, what were you up to?
Well, I took Olivia's advice and ate Sparrow's pizza.
Yay!
I am a happy man now.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it's like it's pizza like you used to get. Remember? It's
Well, I remember. I'm from New York.
yeah, it's like the homemade crust. They didn't skimp on the sauce or the toppings, and it's like, of course, you know, it's like it's an Indiana Jones thing to find it. You know, it's like it's behind the 7-Eleven in the alley, and
Which alley?
yeah,
Careful now.
yeah, you have to leave breadcrumbs to find your way back. But no, it was great. It was we always try a sandwich and a sub so we could see, you know, and it was great. I had the Italian sub. It was awesome. And yeah, so thank you very much for recommending. See, we recommend
Anytime.
good places around here. This is what we do.
Yeah, I really recommend everyone check out Sparrows. It's just so good.
Where is it though?
It's near where Haroon lives. It's like off a horse pen and like those little like Asian shops. There's like a
Oh
billion
yeah,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
And it opens at 4 in the evening, closes at 9 in the evening. It's only open a few hours a day.
And
Eat
you
it while
can't
it's hot.
eat in, right? It's just take
No,
it.
there's no room.
Yep.
It's
Well,
a
you
counter.
could eat on the counter,
Yeah,
on the floor or something.
that's right. Yeah, you warned me. It's basically you walk in, it's a counter.
All right, guys, it's time to introduce our guest.
Our mystery voice.
Yeah, the mystery ghost. I met this lovely lady at Fallout nightclub when I first moved here to Virginia. And so I'll go ahead and read my intro. Today's guest is a member of RVA's goth scene. She was a late bloomer in the goth scene, though, and was introduced to the subculture when she was 28 by her ex-husband on Goth Night at Godfrey's in 2001. She was hooked from that day on. Since then, she has met so many amazing and interesting people and attended numerous goth events in the area. She suffered many years in an abusive relationship, sadly, and after emerging from that experience, she was fully embraced by RVA's goth community. The support she received is part of why she has been able to move forward and reestablish her life. She states RVA has developed an established alternative scene, and the intermingling supports many groups of people and allows everyone to continue to grow and support each other together. Let us welcome Karin. Our audience is going wild. How are you, Karin?
Good. I'm glad to be here.
It's so nice to see you again. It's been a while.
It has been a while. It's great to see you too.
And
Thanks for
great to
inviting
meet
me.
you.
Yes, exactly.
So
everybody.
the first time I met you, you were with your ex-husband, and he was wearing like this huge, like wing, like lit up wing thing on his back. And I immediately came over, and I'm like, oh my God, I love your wings. I think it was like Fallout Glow event.
Yeah, he grew his hair out specifically to be able to tie those. They're actually LED whips. He grew his hair out so he could tie the whips into his head, so they would
that's cool.
flow
He was
around.
the best dressed there. I remember that. And then we became friends immediately.
Yes.
And I remember you both invited me to go on like, I'm going to ask you about this later. It's going to come up in the questions. But you guys invited me to go to like a dinner party where you guys role play, but you play like characters.
That was LARPing, yeah. Live action role play. We were in the community that played the vampire masquerade, and yeah, we had characters.
Is that a board game?
There is a board game version, but there's also the live action version.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that before we introduce?
No, yeah, I'm like, I want to do that.
Well, there's 2 different versions. The masquerade was the one I enjoyed the most, and that was the one I was most involved in. My character was Sabina. She was a deva, and she basically was able to make people feel like they were enamored by her, and so she was able to convince everybody that anything she said was great. My husband, he was the prince at the time, and so he played the prince, and they have this whole hierarchy. And you know, in Richmond, it varies between 30 to 100 people
Wow.
per game. Yeah, but
That's a
it's
lot.
worldwide. It's worldwide, and
Sorry. It's hot in this
it
dungeon.
is a little warm. But they have multiple different games. They have one for Changeling. Sorry.
She's taking off a sweater,
Taking off
guys.
my
It's
sweater.
hot down here. Woo-hoo. Hold on.
Yeah, maybe. They have Changeling, they have Vampire, they have Mage, and a few others. I forget all of them, but it was a good time.
It sounds really fun.
Yeah, that
It
sounds like
was
a lot
like
of fun.
a extension of D&D, you know. So yeah.
I know that.
Sounds right up our alley.
Role playing.
Anything like
Sign
that,
me
we're like,
up.
yes.
Okay, so let's get into finding out more about who you are. So, are you from Richmond? If you're not, where are you from, and what brought you here?
Well, I lived in a small town towards the mountains named Madison until I was 8. my mom passed away, and then we all moved to Richmond where my grandparents lived, and been here ever since pretty much. I went to school in Tennessee for a little bit, lived in New Jersey briefly, but yeah, Richmond's my home.
Where'd you go to high school?
Tucker.
Oh, I did too. Oh my God. When did you graduate?
91.
Okay, 98.
There you go.
So we probably know some of the same people.
Maybe attended some parties.
Also, being Richmond,
Yes, exactly.
we're somehow related, probably.
Corinne brought is that your boyfriend or your friend, Kevin?
This is my best friend, Kevin.
Sorry, Kevin. But what year did you graduate? Did you go to Tucker?
We graduated. Yeah, we both went to Tucker. We both graduated in 1991.
Oh wow, you
Yeah.
So we've been friends
for life.
Tucker Middle School.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have some like that as well.
Okay, so how did you get involved in the goth subculture, and how long have you been a part of it?
Well, I didn't know that it was a subculture growing up. When my husband introduced me to like the scene, I was like, oh, this is great. This is where I should have been all along, because I've always loved the music. I've always gravitated towards, collecting bones and wearing black and, makeup. So, I guess around 2001, when I first met my husband, one of our first dates was to Goth Night, and yeah.
What was it like?
Well, it was kind of strange because there were a bunch of girls there who knew him, and I didn't know anybody,
yeah.
so it was weird, but
Awkward.
we got over that pretty quick.
So, like, what was Goth Night like at Godfrey's? Did they still do it there? Because isn't that where they have drag brunches
Yeah.
now?
They do have drag brunches now. I don't know that they have a Goth Night there. I think primarily in this area it's Fallout. And Fallout has shrunk its Goth Night numbers, so they condense them a little bit more. Like Sunday Church is a big event for goths, but they focus on a more wide variety of alternative stuff right now.
So is it like the event like at Godfrey's, and like when you have like a goth night, is it just solely focused on music, or is it like the whole thing, like the lighting, the outfits?
Yes, it was always very dark. Everybody was dressed, goth-ish, more accepting of the over the top styles that we enjoy so much. And whenever somebody shows up fully gothed out, they're celebrated because not everybody does it.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah,
That's cool.
and it's definitely the music.
I love going. I went to Fallout. I haven't been there since COVID, which sucks because I went to renew my membership and I needed to be vaxxed, and I'm not vaxxed. Sorry, everyone. So like that kind of ended. But before
Pox
COVID,
on you. No, I'm just kidding.
before COVID, I would go there. Sometimes I would just go alone and dance. I just love to dance,
Yes, exactly.
especially to that kind of music.
Oh,
There's
it
something
took me-
different about it.
It took me so long just to get over myself enough to get out there and dance, but once I did, I was like, this is awesome. So yeah, that's why I go basically.
The style of dancing is so different. It's kind of like you spin around. It's like a witchy dance.
Yeah, you just feel the music and just hope nobody bumps
Feel
into
it.
you.
Yeah. I've been bumped into a lot. I bumped into a lot of people. Okay.
Which I really want you to get to question number 3 so we all know what you're
Okay.
talking about.
Oh.
How do you define goth?
Well,
And then we have to see how Lee defines it.
And then I have another question to piggyback off that.
well, if you go, there's trad goth, which is a certain era. There's punk goth. There's I don't even know all the names of them, but there's a wide variety of ways that somebody can tap into the goth culture. And each one has a separate type of music. Each one has a different vibe, and a different style. But I think overall, it's, to me, it's a celebration of expression. And it is tapping into that soulful, deep reality that a bunch of us in the scene have had to deal with. And it's our way of just,
Darker.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's, you know, a lot of us enjoy nature. A lot of us enjoy the deep sounds of the music, the soulfulness of the characters that sing, you know, the artists that have brought it to life. So, yeah, that's how I define it.
And Lee, because Lee, we've done some research before this episode, and Lee, can you read us the definition that's on that paper? I'm curious.
How far
Well,
off am I?
Let's see.
Or how far off are they?
The term, well, it's goth is a music-based subculture that began in the United Kingdom in the early 1980s. It was developed as by the fans of gothic rock as an offshoot of the post-punk music genre. But I don't agree with this. It started a lot earlier than that. I'd say like the Velvet Underground, the Doors. They were goth before anyone knew what it was. It's like playing the old man card here. It's like
Fog.
yeah.
I agree with that, actually. Yeah.
The best description I ever heard is like, we drink in the darkness and we think it tastes sweet.
Oh, I love
I
that.
love
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like we kind of embrace subjects that other people find too depressing, but we find a certain comfort in them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we don't run from them. We dress in mourning colors. Dressing in black is the tradition, but yeah, we like the darkness. We like we find it's a comfortable place for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And yes, like Lou Reed, like the Velvet Underground. I
love them.
yeah, those guys would. I mean,
Sweet Jane.
yeah, I was reborn. I think, Corinne, I think you probably talk more about it's like it was really reborn in the '80s because the '70s was very hippie, and then people rediscovered the dark music again.
Yeah. In the 70s, my mom was really into contemporary music, contemporary rock, as I call it. It could have a different term, but she loved Judy Collins, the Carpenters, all
With my
that.
Yeah.
mom.
Gordon Lightfoot, all those.
I actually like that too.
Yeah.
I like it all.
I love it all too. It's
Yeah.
just called life.
Yep. But that definitely introduced me the Doors and all that, and I was exposed to a lot of music growing up. So by the time all through high school, I was, as I mentioned earlier, I was a deadhead. But music has always played a very important part in my life, but the goth scene just fits my personality a lot easier.
So, as an avid South Park watcher, I must know what is the difference between goth and emo once and for all.
Oh, I know that.
Well, emo-
People listening might not know. I'm just asking.
I'm
I
just
know.
like-
Duh, I know everything.
I'll
You
let
guys
our
don't.
guest answer, but real quick, goth is like classy. Emo is not, in my opinion.
Yeah, emo can be a little whiny,
I
and a little bit.
Emo was like tongue in cheek in a way.
Yeah,
Like
it's ironically, they're looking. They shop at Hot Topic and pick all their clothes out from fads they see, and they don't really embrace the darkness.
Yeah.
I would think like gothic to me also it's like calling back like that feeling of God, I'm gonna sound pretentious when I say this, ennui of like Mary Shelley or like the gothic writers of
yeah.
like old,
Like
like
Poe.
I wanna see like raining like
Yeah.
countrysides, like a cold
It's more like
stone in
goth is like goths are intellectual. They
Yeah.
read. They are like into like beautiful fashion. It's vampirical. Like that's what I think of when I think
Yes.
of goth.
Yes. The goths that I've met over the years are very much that. And they've made it their whole persona. And I love that. Like, I came in so late that it's taken me forever to figure out how to do my hair the way they do, or in my own style, and what makeup works for me and what makeup doesn't work for me. And there isn't a whole lot of nobody's going to get together and be like, all right, here's how you do your hair.
Hi, welcome to
Figure it out.
There's no TikToks on that? What?
And please no TikToks. There's already enough of the fakeness out there. Yeah, it's like,
Okay.
look at my new black dress.
Well, I guess you answered a question that's on here. How does one become goth? Like, can you just become goth? You can because you've done it.
Did
Like
I
if you-
become goth or did I
Embrace yourself.
I was introduced to it and realized that it was something I enjoyed. And I went with it. And I realized I felt very comfortable with it. And it's a safe space. It really is. When I traveled with my master's program to Seattle, the rest of the group went out to meet up with Microsoft people at some shoo restaurant. But I had made plans I had researched and found the Mercury, and I was like, I'm going to this goth club. So I went to the goth club. Everybody else is, they said that they had ended up having to leave the restaurant because they couldn't get a table, even though they reserved a table. They went somewhere else, and they had a miserable night. And I was like, I had a great time. I met people, talked about the Seattle scene.
That's awesome. Was
They,
there a lot of people there?
on a Tuesday night? No. But I met just enough people that it made it worth it.
Is goth still around as much as it used to be, or is it dying, or is it evolving?
It's evolving. I think it is around as much as it used to be. It's in different pockets, and supporting the scene is tough. Like I said, Fallout is, they're mixing up their alternative nights because they make more money.
Right.
On certain nights. So they're offering goth nights less than they used to be, but they still have them. That's good. Down in Norfolk, I think there's a goth night at Zen. Carla has her, goth karaoke. It is still here. Disneyland has Goth Day. There was a huge goth.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's Gothic Trekken that happened in Germany just recently.
Ooh,
there are huge gatherings of goth culture, and you see the most beautiful people. You really do. The beautiful people.
They really are, though.
They
I feel like
are.
goth are really beautiful.
Yeah, one of these days I've never been out of the United States, but one of these days I'll make it over there and be able to
I
join.
can definitely see you going to Germany.
I'll be one of the elder goths by then.
I'm so goth, I'm dead.
I was going to say, what are some of the ways that you hope goth will kind of like change and progress? Or how do you feel like it's changing from when you started?
Well, I noticed that it's become a popular way to dress. People having the black clothes and, doing the little gothy thing. They look like little anime characters. So, we're able to buy cheaper clothes, I guess, right now, but it's not the same, When you create your own style in goth or you DIY your stuff, it's a lot more expression than just purchasing something from an online store.
So it's kind of like living art, being goth. Like you're a piece of art.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that was fascinating. Like the Riot Girl movement came out of goth. It's like they don't wear black. They wear real bright girlish colors, but they decorate themselves in like really strange makeup and have real mangled dolls with them, or they have it's a form of goth, but it's like with a different color scheme.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a different aesthetic.
You have the cyber goths. They have all the
I like
neons
that.
and all that.
I'd be that if
You'd
I
be
were.
that?
Yeah.
I even think like some of the like roller derby things could like fit into that category. You know what I mean? Like they.
I could see that.
There's
might-
there's a type of goth who wears pink and pastels but they do the Victorian, so it still falls into the category. Like there's
Hello Kitty goth.
There's like this whole poster that has like all the categories listed, and
Oh, that's cool. We should try
so
to find
many.
that and like post it on the.
Lee, you're so far away this episode. I wish you were in the conversation.
Yes, I'm over here. You said Hello Kitty goth. It reminds me of the band Baby Metal.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
give me chocolate.
give me chocolate.
No, literally, Lee. I said, "Give me chocolate."
Okay, so speaking of clothing, where are some of your favorite places to shop for clothes? And have stores come and gone, or like are they still around,
Well,
or just anywhere?
Or do you make your own stuff? Like
I actually buy a lot of my stuff at thrift stores. I have bought a few core pieces online. I think Killstar gave me a few, but they were real basic, so I could dress them up. I actually like to support people I follow, like people I've found online. There's one goddess who's across the sea, and she does a lot of stuff. She gets tired of wearing certain things and she sells it, but she makes a lot of her stuff herself. So I like purchasing from her.
That's cool.
Anytime I can support, you know,
Local
yeah,
or small.
yeah. I have lots of ideas, but I don't ever get around to actually doing it myself. So if I can support somebody else who does it, I'm like all over it.
I'd be like, I cannot sew, so I need someone else to do that
Yeah,
for
I have
me.
lots of works in progress. Not quite there yet.
Okay, this is something I've always wondered about people who commit to like a subculture and like that's who they are, that's how they express themselves. Are you always dressed goth? Because right now you still look goth to me, even though you're more dressed down.
I had to get professional pictures done, and I still had my red hair at the time. And I had to have, makeup done and my hair done so that when the pictures would come out correctly.
Sure.
And when I walked in, they immediately said, "You look like an artist." Like, I would have just assumed you're an artist. So I guess I always have that essence, but I can kind of blend in. If I put on a dress, or if I put on a business
Like a business suit for an
suit,
interview
yeah,
or something.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like I need to fix
Now.
I need to fix your mic, Corinne. Hold on just a
oh,
second.
is it?
Sliding down. How do you do it, Lee?
You got to tighten it.
It's probably because I bumped into it when I took my jacket off.
Technical difficulties, everyone. Everyone has problems with this mic stand.
All right.
All right, there.
Oh, can I steal one?
Yeah.
What are some common misconceptions about the goth lifestyle, and how do you respond to them?
Common misconceptions that we're Satan worshipers.
I was going to ask.
I mean, there are a lot of followers of the Satanic Temple, but we don't believe in an entity of that, we don't believe in God or Satan. We
Is
just
it
believe
just like
in
ironic thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. It's spitting in the face of Christianity. But they do have very strong tenets of self. You respect thyself, do good, don't do harm, stuff like that. So
Oh yeah, that was like the following question after that was what are some of the core beliefs of the goth community? So
the core beliefs of the goth community. I can't speak for everyone. There
Your
are
beliefs.
well, yeah. I know I've met several gatekeepers who they wouldn't consider me a true goth because I came in late and
oh Lord.
I
That's
know.
ridiculous.
Yeah, but we try to keep those people away as much as possible, but they're there. And but as far as core beliefs, most of us are very liberal. We believe in the rights of humans to have choices, be who they are, express yourself. Support people in their understanding of themselves and make sure that it's a safe space. Yeah,
That's what I was gonna ask. Like,
Yeah.
are you like like LGBTQ friendly?
Oh yeah,
Obviously you are, but
absolutely.
I mean,
yeah,
for all our listeners out there that aren't educated,
absolutely.
Plus RS. Is it
Do what?
RS too?
Huh?
The LGBT community
plus
and then they added RS, I'm pretty sure.
I
guess,
cannot keep up with all the terms. I do
There's a
apologize.
lot.
I love
know.
y'all.
Seriously.
All you guys out there, the queer community, I love you.
Happy Pride.
At
Happy
all.
Pride Month. All of it.
All
I
of
love
it.
you. Even the Satanists.
I try, but there's a new term every day, and I'm like having to look it up, and I'm like, hold on, what does this mean?
Somebody took the safe way out and says the rainbow community.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. The reading rainbow.
Reading rainbow. So I want to know, because I'm old school, what were some of like your favorite older places? I know you mentioned Godfrey's, but like in the late 90s, early 2000s, what were like some of the clubs that you wish were still around? And then like, do you see anything opening in the future besides Fallout? Or like, what's the deal, yo?
Well, back in the day, there were from my understanding, before I became involved, Richmond had a scene where they would share nights with certain other alt groups, like 6 to 9 was this alt group, 9 to 12 was this alt group, and they would have to do their little shift in between. And they were held at different places, different nights, and that was like the only way they could have places to gather. I do remember Twisters and
I was
Strange
going to ask
Matter.
you, like, Twisters or Nancy Reagan. I
Yeah,
guess it
Nancy
turned into.
Reagan, Strange. I will get it wrong if you ask me in what order they existed. I will get it wrong.
Drank their
But I
underage
have
a lot.
seen shows there, and I've gone there, especially when I went to VCU for a little bit. Yeah. But what it was named at the time, I know you're going to attempt because somebody's going to be like, you were wrong.
No, well, I know it was Twisters, and then it was Nancy Reagan only because I dated a guy who was in a band that played there a lot.
I would love for that to be reestablished, but from my
know, that was so
understanding, the property
fun.
is just wrapped up in a bunch of legal stuff.
Yeah, that was a fun spot.
Sorry, Lee. I keep looking at you because you're so far away. I'm like, is he gonna say something?
So fun.
Lee, next podcast, you're coming back up here where you belong.
I'm dressed in black. Nobody can see me.
He's
Oh,
being
Can't see ya.
There was a,
Do you want me to spin a little so we're all...
No.
Wait, and I'm like, is that Edgar Allan Poe on your shirt?
Yeah, with a lot of hair loss. Yeah, there was a goth rave. There was a goth rave culture in the '80s and some of the '90s. We used to rent warehouses, bingo halls, and we'd set up for the night, and then we'd get run out by morning. But yeah, it's like so. It's just but.
From what I understand, there's still a pretty strong EBM group here. You probably know more about them than I do, but they incorporate PLF. They
We just
incorporate
had
a lot of
one
the
of
goth
them
people,
on,
too.
one of the DJs from PLF.
Did you?
Yeah.
Awesome. I love PLF events, the fire spinning, everything.
I know. I want to go to
Gallery
Lewis
Five, everything.
Skinner when they do their next thing.
yes.
They've been doing something like
I'm always
like
gone
once a
when
month.
they do it.
I know it's always or when we have something else to do, but we'll make it.
Okay, I have another question.
All right.
I don't know if you can answer this. Maybe you don't have any, but have there I cannot ever talk. Has there ever been any challenges or obstacles that you've had to face as a member of the goth community?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Well, for one, I have a friend who is more conservative than liberal, and their personal values kind of are of the culture. However, the people she interacts with and some of her things she says don't really fall into it. So a lot of people are uncomfortable with her. So there is a lot of that. If you don't cancel those people immediately, then you may not be welcome here either. And there's a lot of that. And I grew up in the age where even with differences, and I struggle with it too, on a daily basis. But it's like I just believe that there should be able to be discourse between.
I agree. I totally
cultures.
agree.
I agree. Otherwise, let's look at our government. Can't get anything done because nobody will work with anyone else.
If they're not so far extreme that they're lost,
Exactly. Yeah.
then you should be able to still communicate
Like
and
the
not be
things
cut
that
off.
we teach children, adults don't follow. Like respect people's beliefs, even if they don't think the same. You can still be friends.
Yeah.
Like you can.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And as long as it's not,
It almost becomes like cultish if you think that way to me. Not that I'm saying that God is cult, jeez, but like,
Right.
it's like it reminds me of Scientology in a way because they like, from what I've heard, I'm not a Scientologist.
They're gonna come get us.
But I know, right? Like John Travolta's gonna murder me later, but they make you cut people off if
Yeah.
they
And there's no
aren't in
room to
Scientology.
heal. There's
Right?
no room
Exactly.
for healing.
Bingo, you nailed
It's
it.
like Palestine and Israel.
Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof,
When
don't
you
get me
start-
started on that.
Yeah.
When you start omitting people, that's when you're going into a cult. It's like as long as you're
Right.
saying, "Okay, you're welcome. We'll talk," but as long as you say, "No, we can't have those."
'Cause if you
Yeah.
do cut them off from the culture where they are in a place where they can learn and talk to people,
Yeah, there's no room for learning when
Yeah,
you're
they
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like they have to go the other direction because that's the only place that they aren't cut off from or
Totally
excommunicated.
agree.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
totally agree.
If they're not extreme and too far gone, try.
We can bring them back.
We can do it.
America.
On a lighter note, how has the goth community changed at all over the years? I don't know if we
Yes.
touched on that.
Yes, it has. It has a lot. Well, the baby bats are coming in, and they're still fluffy.
Oh, baby bats, that's cute.
Like that little one up there.
As a baby bat, yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne better not eat one.
Yeah, I've noticed even on Goth Nights, there's a lot of younger faces, and it's interesting. I'm like, they're little kids. They're my boy's age. So yeah, it's weird. There's still, the same group that's been there ever since I participated, and there's a whole bunch of others with their own ideas and their own styles and their own ways of dancing.
Oh, Lord. What are some of your best memories in this scene?
Let's see. Probably the concerts. I remember one night, and I'm wearing the Rain Within shirt because this was something I wanted to remember to mention. I was talking with Kevin about, I was like, the Bella Morte guy is going to be at Fallout. We need to go. And that's all I knew him by. And I ended up becoming friends with Andy over the years, and he's now the Rain Within. But yeah, that was exciting for me. But most of the shows that I've seen through the goth scene have really been amazing. Like just the small venue, having friends there, and just the close interaction, being able to see Solar Fake in Wilmington, because
That's cool.
they play bigger venues now. So, and Wilmington was pretty small, and we actually got to talk to the band one-on-one.
That's
and-
awesome.
wow,
that's
I love that about goth music, because I saw Ghost in Richmond.
Yes.
And that was really awesome.
Yeah.
I actually
Oh, where were
I've
they,
seen
in
him
the
twice.
National?
Yeah.
I want a
was-
full report.
What?
I want a full report.
Well, no, it's not the band Ghost. It was a DJ named Ghost, but it was a
Oh.
goth DJ.
Mhm.
And it was more like industrial EDM. Like it
Mhm.
wasn't like poppy EDM. It was like dark.
Oh, okay.
And I saw it at the
So
Broadberry.
it's more like witch house-ish. Witch
Broadberry.
house-ish.
Yeah. But that was incredible. Don't remember much just because
Another good memory was seeing Cruise Shadows at the Jefferson Theater, because that's one of the places they kind of started there with the whole Charlottesville scene, and that was amazing. Getting to see all them, and
yeah.
it was amazing. Yeah, just because they tour in Europe now, they don't really come here.
Right.
Oh, that is cool.
I know Charlottesville always has some good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool place.
Yeah.
We've had some good
the
stuff,
goth
too.
scene, I mean, that's where Bella Morte started. That's where, they really had a really cool subculture scene happening way back in the day, and they keep it going.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take it a little darker,
Mhm.
if that's all right.
Go for it.
I'm scared.
All right. You can hug me. As a survivor of an abusive relationship, what are the ways the goth community accepted you? What drove you to that community? Like, how have they embraced you? And, et cetera.
Etc. That's an interesting question.
Yes.
I'll just kind of tell the story the way it happened. So Kevin, obviously, was my husband. He introduced me to the scene.
Not that Kevin, though.
Yeah.
Not this Kevin.
He's like, not me.
I have so many Kevins in my life. My ex-husband, Kevin.
We need to talk about Kevin.
Kevin, come here.
Too many people named Kevin. So he introduced me to the scene. We joined Fallout together, and we attended many, many events there. And we met
Yep,
people
I
like
met him.
Olivia all together. And after the event, it was abusive. We were together 20 years total,
Wow.
married 18 of those. There was an event where he hit me in the head with a baseball bat, splitting my head open. I had to go to the hospital, etc.
God.
And I never spoke to him again. I pressed charges. I was getting out of. I'm like, I'm done. It's over. And
Well, kudos to you for
Yeah.
doing
it's
that. That
not
is
easy.
so strong. Oh my God.
Well, I thought I'd be alone. I did. I thought I would just be on the streets and I'd have to push my kids off to family or somebody. I didn't know what I was going to do or how it was going to
So scary.
happen. But friends took me in, and they took me and my son in. They took my oldest son in and my dogs, and they're like, okay, yeah, we believe you. And the fact that they believed me, and I didn't have to over-explain myself. I just said, here's the restraining order. This is what happened, and here you go.
I mean, the evidence was on your head.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody knew there was something stressful between he and I. They just thought it was a dom sub kind of, which
Yeah,
is part of the
yeah.
culture. So they didn't know for sure if it was abusive, and I played it off pretty well, which
People do.
people do. But yeah, and just the fact that nobody questioned it, they're like, we believe you. And I was like, okay, cool, thanks.
You truly find out who your friends are in those types of situations.
Yeah,
And you find out
exactly.
who's not.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Every community has good and bad citizens, so
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Fallout's always been a place where I feel safe.
That's so awesome that they embraced you and like
Mm-hmm.
protected
Like
you.
family.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did. Absolutely. 100%. I wasn't and this is going to sound stupid because nobody understands when you're in an abusive relationship, you're not really allowed to have friends. It's just part of the
Oh, I know.
dynamic.
You know, too.
Oh yeah, I had one where this was in college, but like my best friend still tells the story. He was so controlling that it would be like 6 o'clock at night, and she would call, and he would say that I was asleep,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't let me answer the phone.
Yeah.
So I packed all my shit up and put it into a trash bag one day when I finally got liberated and moved the fuck out. And-
Angelina style.
yeah, baby.
From Jersey Shore. Just kidding.
Kevin and I started doing our Thursday nights, a year before I left him? Was it about a year? Yeah. So he was one of the first people that I was like, no, I'm gonna hang out with somebody. I'm gonna rebuild a connection.
There's life out there.
somewhere.
There is life
Yeah.
out
Yeah,
there.
exactly. So he was one of the first people who was awakened to the trauma.
That's awesome. I just want to like erase some of the stigma because I think people think goth and they're like, oh, they're so like dark and intense, like whatever. Like I hate labels kind of
Yeah,
like
me
that in a way.
too.
But I'm like, no, you can find like community within like anywhere. Is if you
People
just
are
like reach
there's
out.
good
Yeah.
people everywhere.
Yeah, just like I said, I researched there's a goth club in Seattle. I'm like, I'm going to be in Seattle.
Yeah.
I'm going to go check it out. And I did, and I was totally embraced. Like I'm going to Chicago soon. You know, I went to Philly. There's a scene there, you know. There's a scene everywhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You can feel at home literally any state you go to.
Exactly. And
And I'm sure if you went to Paris,
Oh yeah, that'd be
Absolutely.
cool. I wonder what Paris
I
got.
wouldn't live up to their dress code. I'd be like,
You gotta go shopping.
they would be like, here's a jacket. We don't do grunge, guys.
you must have like a black corset,
Okay.
top hat. No.
On a lighter note, thank you for being so vulnerable.
Yes, that was amazing. Thank you.
Vulnerable.
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 I've been reading Demon Copperhead too much.
Vulnerable. All right, we got it.
You got that southern drawl now, girl.
So who are some of your favorite musical artists out there?
Well, I mean, my musical taste varies a lot, but in the goth scene, I know Iris was one of the first bands that I fell in love with. They sing "Annie, Would I Lie to You?" I got introduced later to death rock, and that's so Christian Death. Roz Williams, I love his stuff. He did this one song, "Flowers," with a collaboration, and I repeat over and over and over. Gosh, and then Bella Morte and The Rain Within. I really fell in love with synth pop, so the Crew Shadows and then The Rain Within. I shouldn't name this band or this guy because he's on cancel right now, but Mr. Kitty, his music
Mr.
was.
Kitty.
Yes, I love his music, but he did some stuff, and he's
Yeah.
not.
I know that's another controversial thing. Like, do we still listen to the music because it's art or not? Like, because some people, like, I know he never went to trial, but it's like the conundrum about, do we listen to Michael Jackson?
Right, exactly. Allegedly.
I know, right?
Well, look at me. I'm wearing an H.P. Lovecraft T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
He wouldn't be allowed at most author conventions today.
I took a whole class in college that I needed an elective, and I found this literature elective, and it talked pretty much the entire semester about separating author from art
Yes.
and just saying the art is out there. People,
If you like it, you like it.
yeah, people embrace the art for what it is. Then the only controversy is the individual profiting.
Oh, that's true.
So, yeah, buying it secondhand or whatever, and supporting the art is one thing, but
Yeah.
supporting the artist is the hard part.
I have a hard time watching Roman Polanski movies, but he's a great director. What can you do?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What can you do?
Every time I hear a Michael
know.
Jackson song, I'm like, am I supposed to like this? I don't know.
I know. It's sort of, if I have I have a convertible. If I have my top down, I'm like, should I change this? Should I stop at a stoplight? I'm like, oh Lord.
Sorry.
And I'll be controversial here for a second, but if I had to choose between Madonna and Gaga, I'm going all the way with Madonna. Sorry.
Same, dude.
She's the OG, baby.
Yes.
Okay, so I know a lot of goths have altars with crystals and skulls or like other totems.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have one? And what
I
does it
do.
and what is it for?
What is it for? I have this discussion with my roommate quite often because he doesn't understand the whole crystal situation. And
The sitch.
so I have a hard time keeping my brain from going a million different directions. And if I know a definition of what a crystal is supposed to allow me to focus on, I can hold it and I can meditate on that definition. And that's pretty much what the crystals do for me. I do like candles because it just, it makes me feel positive. It makes me feel like I'm putting positive energy. And it's just more like a meditation and a focal tool.
Mm-hmm.
And mine is set up as earth, fire, spirit, water, and air. So I have mine set up, based on the elements. Not everyone's is. I do have my skull collection, and I'm not wearing it right now, but I have a human skull bone ring.
Whoa.
That's cool.
I wonder whose it is.
Well, a friend of mine made it, and I was like,
Oh, it's not a real.
It is a human skull. She won't tell me where she got it from, though. I'm like, but she's like, I cleansed it. I'm like, of course you did.
Liz, hold on, Liz. If I die, I give you permission to turn my skull into a piece of jewelry for you.
Yeah, baby. I
Actually-
hope you don't die before me because you're way younger, but
No.
okay.
I actually have a dead crow in my freezer. And it's in perfect condition. And I have a friend who does bird taxidermy, but I haven't decided if I want it taxidermied or if I want the bones from it. So it's still in my freezer as I'm trying to make a decision.
Decision.
Maybe I can get the bones put into a taxidermy position.
You should taxidermy
could.
it and bring it to the Poe Museum.
Maybe.
I feel like that'd be an idea.
The unhappy hour.
Or like bring it with you and put
I've
it on your
learned
shoulder.
recently that it's illegal to get birds off but there it is.
You could use it as a
Really?
costume piece.
Yes.
That would be cool. Like you could have it on your shoulder or as a hat.
Oh my God. Then I could get into the Paris goth scene.
Goth
Show.
pirate.
Arr.
Erg, matey.
Okay. Are there so wrapping up for my questions, unless everyone I know other people have questions. Are there any goth local businesses in RVA that we can support other than Fallout? Because I know that they're
The Witches Market is a huge one.
Oh yeah, I keep seeing that pop up.
Yeah, that's huge. Definitely support that. I know Sinister Tattoos supports a lot of the people that participate in the Witch Market. They'll do pop-ups for them. There's crystal places like Magdalena's downtown. Oh, they're awesome. And then, of course, the Aquarian. There's another one, Mama Luna.
Oh, I saw that one. That's near me.
Is it? Yeah. They're separate from the people that do the Witches Market. They don't interact very well, so just FYI.
That's too bad.
But if you go to the Witches Market, you'll learn about all the local artists that do.
Yeah, we need to hit that up.
Yeah.
For sure.
You'll meet everybody.
I've been wanting
I
to.
feel like I'm a witch, but I'm more like a pink witch. Like I'm not like as dark. I'm like a hippie witch.
I mean, that's fine.
I'm a red witch.
None of us. We all have our own. Just like goth, we all have our own persona.
Yeah.
We all do our hair the way we want to do it. You know.
But I really am drawn to goth culture.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I really like it. I like going to
Yeah.
Fallout.
I love
and
seeing you with all your glow stuff. And
Yeah.
Your hula and yeah.
I know you need to start making more videos. You've fallen off on that.
kind of depressed lately. I'm
But
gonna.
you don't have to wear black all the time.
You
I
can wear
feel
pink.
black on the inside.
There you go.
So do a lot of goth people like follow Wicca then, like, or subscribe to that?
It
I know you
varies. It varies.
like
A lot
the
of people.
witches market or
I
whatever.
think it's something that all of us kind of know about. Not all of us practice or use it in our daily lives.
So not everyone's baking a cake with their potential loved one's hair in it and
She
carving.
did that.
I did that when I was in middle school. I'm a total
It's supposed
believer.
to be an eyelash in the soup, and that makes some guy love you. I think
Ooh.
that's like an old wives' tale.
I'll keep that in my back pocket.
Haroon,
I
eat
tried
that
it
soup.
myself. I can't. I will say, on another note, there's a whole discussion about various types of people who are part of the goth scene, and we're fortunate enough to have a fairly active African American goth practice here or group here, and if you want to connect with them, I'll give you some names.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because they love. Yeah,
We're
they're
looking
very good
for
at it.
some more interviews. We need some more inspiration.
I can give you a huge list.
Okay.
Okay, that'd be awesome. Yes, please.
That's what I do. That's one of the things I really enjoy is meeting people and then connecting people.
I love
I
that
love
about
that.
RVA. That's
Yes.
that's the spirit of the podcast.
Absolutely.
It is.
Just let them know the dungeon isn't that scary. Yeah.
I guarantee you this is not a dungeon.
Yes, it is.
There is this thing right here. That could be. Yeah.
Yeah. don't know
We'll
what
interpret
I know we don't
it
know what
that-
happens there.
Yes, exactly. Well, shall we lighten it up a little bit with
Let's
some
lighten the
fun
mood.
Oh, we
questions?
get to play the game now.
Yeah, let's turn it to pink lights. No, I'm just kidding.
Sparkles.
All right. Well, let's see here. Oh, this one's a good one. Did your parents have alternative name options that they were considering when naming you? If so, what were they?
No.
Damn it.
Wow, they
I'm
knew.
sorry.
We do go around on this, so I'm excited.
My mom apparently, the story that I've heard is that she traveled for her senior trip to Europe, went to Germany, heard the name Karin-Adele, came back and said if she ever had a girl, it would be Karin-Adele.
Well, that's a cool story, though.
Yeah.
It's really pretty too.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I know.
It's
I like
just
it.
having to pronounce it and spell it for people. It's like
Yeah, I was like, I know you're not Karen. I
No.
know you're not a Karen.
my cousin.
Don't be a
however,
Karen.
My cousin, who is my mom's sister's daughter, is Karen,
oh,
and that's so weird.
well,
What's
she
the
can go
names
by
now?
Carrie.
There's a couple of names now have like a stigma attached to them. Like Karen,
Kyle.
Chads.
Yeah, Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle are people. They actually have a festival for Kyles where you can punch drywall. They have
Oh
drywall.
my god! I know a guy from high school named Kyle. And
Monster Drinks supports
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
What about you, Lee? I know we won't
Well,
touch on the specifics since we have another game coming up. But
Yeah.
Well, if my parents had an alternative name for me, they should have taken it. Because what they chose could not have been done in a normal state of mind.
Horrendous.
Aw,
Oh, yeah.
boo hiss. Well, I have a funny story about this one actually, which I wasn't even thinking about when I picked this question, I swear. But so my parents, my dad was for a short time a Baptist minister, which is weird.
Isn't it ironic?
Yes, isn't it ironic? He's basically the most liberal person I've ever met. But so they were in Florida, and he was one of like the preachers at University of Miami, and one of the janitors got arrested for something, and he called their apartment and like left a voicemail, like basically insinuating, I'm gonna come murder you when I get out of this place. So my mom was pregnant with me, I guess, and was like, they were both like so scared they pulled out the sofa, like slept in the living room, had a knife next to them. But during all this, they came up with, if I was a boy, my name would be Magnus Richard. And my maiden name is Pickerel, so if you translate that, it's Big Dick Pick.
Yeah. That's
I'm like,
Liz.
some of my bitch. I wish my name was Big Dick.
You should write a book. That'll be your book.
Yeah, right.
That's some good energy there.
I know.
So,
Big Dick.
my parents, my dad was like set on, I want this baby to be a surprise gender. Like, we don't want to know the gender until we have the baby. So they thought I was a boy the whole time, and they were going to name me Oliver. And then if I was a girl, they were going to name me Magnolia, which I didn't like as a little kid, but now that I'm older, I love that name.
Ah.
That could be your stage name.
But like Sugar Magnolia from the Grateful Dead, I always think of that. I'm like, it's my song. Okay, here's a question. What is the weirdest snack that you like to eat?
I'm not too adventurous. Can I give one that my ex-husband used to eat?
Yeah, if it's good.
All right, well, picture this.
Sicily. No, I'm just kidding.
Sicily, 1959. All right, so we're going to an event at friends' houses, and we're supposed to bring food. And he creates a toilet bowl looking device or bowl, and has another like square piece on top, so it literally looks like a toilet bowl. And he puts tuna corn and barbecue sauce in the toilet part and chips in the top, and he would eat it.
Ew.
But every single person I've seen try that dish loved it.
Ooh.
Wow.
But it looks like vomit. So the toilet bowl was appropriate.
I know, I'm picturing like, it looks like that.
He said there was no food in the house one day, and he was hungry. So he's like, being creative. I don't even think any pot was involved. I just think he was hungry.
He was
being
cleaning out the
creative.
fridge meals, yeah.
Yes.
How about you, Lee? Any weird snacks?
Nothing weird. I'm addicted to spicy and spicy foods.
Yeah.
So I think salty and spicy. Yeah. My wife loves sweets. Not me. I'll okay. I got one. I do snack on taco seasoning. I just eat taco seasoning.
All right.
I mix my own.
You're like doing lines of taco seasoning.
I'm trying to kick the habit, man.
It's now going to be Sparrow's Pizza with taco seasoning.
Yeah, right?
I'm here
Don't give
for
me
it.
ideas.
I don't know how weird mine are. I mean, I do love like sweet and salty, and spicy. So typically I put like hot sauce and hot honey on everything I eat.
Oh, where do you get your hot honey?
Actually at the store, but I love a local brand. It's called Arts.
I got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got some.
Yeah, their hot honey is amazing, and we've actually met Art at the market that's at Cirrus Vodka a lot.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Forgot who though.
well, his name is Art.
Oh,
I don't know
well,
his
yeah,
last
we did
name,
it.
but
Oh,
we
yeah,
got
I
the honey there. Yeah, but I go through. They sell it at Publix, and I think Kroger. I go through like a thing of that
And at
probably
Capital Chips.
every 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
I do eat a lot of weird stuff. Brace yourselves. Raw pasta noodles, uncooked.
I do the ramen like that.
Yeah.
So she's-
I like sardines a lot. I like the bones. I'm gross. I just love it. What else?
weird.
Apparently
Um,
crunchy is her thing.
I like to lick salt off of my hand.
Okay, I like to do that too. We're actually
Wait.
like this. I've seen you drink condiments, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yes, I only do that in private, but I support
I
you. 'cause I-
drinks Italian dressing.
Ooh.
And one time when I was little, I drank so much that I threw up at the dining room table in front of my whole family, and they're like, "Olivia, you need
You-
to stop."
Do you like mayonnaise?
Yes.
Ugh.
I thought you might. Oil and egg yolks, yeah.
I love mayonnaise too. You don't like mayonnaise? What? My husband hates mayonnaise too, and blue cheese, and I'm like, why am I married to you, bro? No.
And I'm sure there's other stuff too. I can't think of it, but I like anything that's. I like everything.
I used to
frog
eat-
legs. Frog legs.
Frog legs. Well, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Picked one out of my uncle's pond one time. I got dared to eat a frog leg, and my uncle was like, "Okay," and he put it on the grill. This like huge frog leg, and I ate it.
Are
It's
you,
like
are
too
you,
much work for the amount
Are
you
you
actually
French?
I
get.
know.
Are you French?
No. Well, I don't know. I want to take
Wait,
23andMe,
you're from
but as far as I
upstate
know,
New York, you might be part Canadian.
maybe.
A
And,
A.
and yeah, they like some frog legs there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
I used to eat frozen French fries before cooking.
Ooh.
Crinkle ones, I would just
Yeah.
because
Gotta
they're
try
very
that.
salty.
I know anything with salt. I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
baby.
salt all the
I
way.
could actually. I'm like, I like horses have the salt lick. I wouldn't mind one.
Ooh, I like steak tartare.
Ooh, I do too. Anything I
way
like
too
raw.
Does
Yeah.
anybody serve that around here?
Ooh, baby,
Yeah,
yes.
can.
Oh,
Grisette.
Yeah, Ken does, yeah.
Oh, wow. Seasoned right, it's pretty good.
Haven't died yet, but I have worms. I'm just kidding.
I have
I
gotten
will eat-
salmonella, but that was from my mom. So
We'll eat
whatever.
seared tuna steak.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I can imagine
That's
saying,
about the only.
we
and-
like you,
and
Olivia.
sushi, of course.
What, Lee?
The worms. We like you, Olivia.
I'm their mother.
you keep feeding us some Thousand Island dressing.
Me to your mama. No.
Italian dressing, Lee.
Italian dressing, huh?
So they have little accents. Hey, how you doing? Well, shall we move on to our next segment? I think we've had enough fun for now.
Lee, give it to us,
Yes,
Lee.
give it to us.
Give it to
Oh,
us now.
here we go.
Well, this week's interesting story was in Las Vegas. You might have heard about
I
this.
did.
You did? Okay. I'm fascinated by UFO stories. But apparently, some type of craft flew over Las Vegas. And the reason it got so much attention is because it was captured on a police body cam.
And I saw it too.
Yeah,
on
it's
video.
like so. It's like this. Okay, this isn't fake. This came off a police body cam. Nobody's tampered with it. It's an official source. And then some locals said they saw aliens in their backyard. Is it 8 to 10 foot things with big eyes and large mouths and not those cute little gray things like from.
It was a
Post-
cyber goth.
There you go. It's like,
They had also taken large amounts of acid.
what? What? The people who saw it or the aliens?
The aliens, of course. No.
It's like, well, I can.
It was a group effort.
So yeah, it's like I love UFO stories, especially since they did they came up with the story of what the government that said about that UFO footage. It's like we don't know what it is.
But they have kind of admitted it's real.
Yeah, there was a
it's real
guy, a
footage.
whistleblower from
Yes.
the what's it called? The Area
Like
50.
NASA? Oh, Area 51.
Yeah, they had a guy come out and he was like, "Yes, we have found multiple, several spacecrafts, and we found one with a passenger in it, and it was not a human."
Follow up on that. Apparently, they've said he's retracted that. His lawyer said no, he never actually said that. He said
Lies,
Of course,
lies.
he did say it though. I heard.
yeah. So there's been so he's upset some people and. So he did a quick retraction, as most people do
Yeah.
when they get caught. But yeah, so I'll keep you up to date on any UFO stories because that'll be my news story.
I've heard that they're trying to call UFOs some other acronym.
UAPs,
Phenomena.
aerial phenomenon. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what they are, but I'm just it's almost
Very high society.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm like that applies to anything. Like, so fireworks are aerial phenomena.
I
Like,
know.
I have this curiosity. I mean, yes, I watch all the shows, UFOs, ghosts. It's like I know 90% of it is hokey, but there's like 2 or 3% in there that's like really interesting stuff.
I love
It's like-
aliens. I totally believe in aliens.
We're
girls
all
are-
destined to become androgynous
Yeah.
creatures in the future.
yeah. Well, Earth girls are easy.
good movie. One of my faves, actually.
Jeff Goldblum, yeah, one of his early ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gina Davis.
Oh, that's right. She is in that.
All right,
But
guys.
Anyway, it's time for the infamous.
Guess Lee's name.
And we'll start with our guest. If you don't know this, Corinne, every week we try to guess Lee's first name. Lee is his middle name. So we each get 3 guesses. We'll go around round robin. This is episode 12. We still haven't gotten it. However, if you do guess it, you get a $25 gift card that we ask you use at a local business
In Richmond.
or restaurant.
In Richmond.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we
Okay.
get any hints or?
No.
No. Off the cuff.
Think weird.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to build a list.
He says it's horrible. So
It's a
Weird.
terrible name. It's a terrible name, and
It's a terrible name.
terrible name. It's the kind of name that will get you beat up on the school.
sometimes we just guess like plainly. We're like Bob.
Leslie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No.
Garfunkel.
Ooh, you
No.
said that though. Winifred.
No.
Do I keep guessing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we each get 3.
I bet you're gonna get it.
Ashley.
No.
Oh, you're going for the
going for the
old
male
school,
girl
like
names.
yeah. Gosh. Bobby.
No.
That was a horrible guess.
Winslow.
Oh no. Mm-mm. Okay, everybody, get one more. Last round. Here we go.
This is so hard. I can't think of any that are with.
I know. I'm like, I guessed Bobby. That was a throwaway.
Windsor.
No.
Renfield.
No.
Damn it.
Godfrey.
Olivia. The card gets another layer of dust.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like she got it. I was like, that's not even that bad.
I
didn't. What?
I'm a terrible tease. What can I say?
Lee. If my name was Godfrey, I'd be like, call me God for short. No.
We know a Godfrey, and
Oh, really?
I knew. I'm sorry to all my guy friends out there who have Leslie and Ashley as your names.
May God bless you.
I had a friend. His name was Shirley.
Yeah.
And
Surely you can't
Shirley,
be Shirley.
Shirley.
Yeah.
And don't call me Shirley.
And he was like, "Damn, I can't say that."
I honestly drew a blank. I could not think of any bad names.
I can usually on my drive every year I try to think of them, and I was like too into the music I was playing, so I.
By the way, I did get a comment in the mail from a friend who said,
In the mail.
well, email,
Oh, okay.
or text, something like that. So whatever you kids are using these days, I
Whatever
don't
the
know.
kids are
A
using.
DM. Somebody slid into your
Yeah,
DMs.
Airdrop.
She was talking about how you nearly got it last week.
Me?
2 weeks ago. Yes, you nearly got it.
I gotta
You're gonna have to
rewatch.
go back and listen. No, but I don't want you to get it. We need a guest to get it.
No, I'll just whisper it in the guest ear next time.
Yeah. So that.
Okay, you guys. Final shout outs.
And where can we follow
Yeah,
you? Like on social
We
media?
need to follow the goth community and we need to support you as a goth in RVA. Where can we
Okay.
follow you? If you want followers.
That's fine.
That's so goth.
I would say there are multiple goth scene pages on Facebook. I can't think of all their names at the moment, but I can definitely send them to you.
Yeah, we'll list them in the show notes.
Yeah. And if you want to post my Facebook and Instagram.
And of course, Fallout.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have followed y'all, so I've got that. And I will share that and get a bunch of people to join in.
Awesome. We'll put your socials in the show notes. And people, if you want to follow Karin, she has an interesting lifestyle. It's fun to see what she's up to. She has
I'll
really
be
cool
following
fashion. We posted a picture of her recently where she had like these like gorgeous braids, or were they cornrows? What were like? It was so cool.
Am I supposed to reveal this?
No, don't reveal your beauty secrets. But you have to look at her fashion. She has incredible fashion. And then I'll shout out some places. I always forget. The Greek festival. You got to wait till next year, though.
Well, actually, they do a mini one in the fall usually. So everyone keep that on your radar. It's usually, I think, September, October when they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and
be there.
the drive-in, I know that's a bigger hit at the fall one. Like, a lot of people just get drive-through, like, go take it and have a little picnic.
Take the
somewhere,
money and
whatever.
run.
Oh.
But,
Shout out to Sparrow's Pizza again.
shout out to Conejo, Barcelita, Bar West for putting up with us.
Shout out to Godfrey's.
Yeah,
Yes.
Godfrey's. I love that place.
Yeah, if you haven't done the drag brunch yet, please do.
Oh,
I
it is.
mean,
No.
it's an amazing experience.
Yeah.
That's
Strange
so
Ways
much fun.
Brewing, nice place.
Which one?
Strange Ways Brewing on Dabney Road.
Oh, yeah, they have the big burlesque group. Yeah.
Yes.
And,
Scarlet Starlet's there a fair amount. I just saw her cute little booty.
Me
Oh
too. Jeez,
my
she's so
God.
beautiful.
I gave her a fire emoji. I was like, yes. yes.
She knows how to work the
Mama.
tassels.
Castles.
What?
Remember, they're called assels.
Oh.
And then, of course, remember, if you have any recording needs, be it a CD, a podcast, or whatever, a raunchy love letter to
Or
someone.
you just want to be creepy to Lee, like someone we might have been told about earlier.
Yeah, just draw a circle on the floor and say my name 3 times. That's
Yes, he shall appear. But seriously, check out Lee Dungeon Studios.
We love Lee. So don't take Thursday, but any other day is A-okay. Unless
Yeah,
Lee
yeah.
says so, because he's the master of this dungeon.
I am the dungeon master.
Yes, you are.
Those are my whipping noises, if you guys are.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, Karin. It was so nice to see you again. And all
Yes, and perhaps we have something a little extra dropping in the next week
Yeah.
or so. So keep your ears peeled.
Fun, fun.
All right,
All right,
guys.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see y'all next time, or hear you at least.
Take
Well.
it easy.